Alright, hi guys, we're going to be doing some upgrades on a brand new WLtoys959B, and this is the 959 with the brushed 540 motor, so it's a big powerful thing. This guy right here, if you're not aware or part of my channel, this is a brushless 959B that is super fast. It's got a 4300 kV brushed motor. But here's the thing, I just opened this up today, and many of you, if you get these cars, you're gonna notice that one of the big problems is that when you trim these out, you've got one wheel that really sticks out a lot. I mean, look at that, it's really sticking out. I've done a little bit of work to straighten it, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Now, one of the common things people say to do is to get these really great tie rods that you adjust, and they're awesome. I think they look good, they're cool, they match the alloy shocks. I've got more of them. I could easily do that with this car, and it would look pretty cool, but I want to keep this looking stock, and also I realize that not everybody wants to spend $20 on tie rods or $15 when the car itself might be anywhere between like $50 and $65. So if some point you don't want to do that, I'm going to show you a technique that I'm actually going to try. And what we're going to do is we're going to take off these little tie rods here, and we're going to stretch them out using a heat gun. And I'm going to try just to do one. Now, if you can see, this wheel is pretty straight, but this one's the one that's off a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually unscrew this guy, and so you can just kind of follow along. All you're going to do, it's a little hard with the phone in my hand, and we're going to try to do our best here with this. But you're just going to unscrew this, and let me try here. I'm going to unscrew. I don't know why that's not going in there. Alright, there it goes. We're just going to unscrew this, okay? And once this comes out, you're going to see what we've got left. Alright, so we're just unscrewing. Sorry guys, I'm not using a power drill. I'm going to need two hands, so what I'm going to do is just kind of set this off to the side here and make a quick little stand. There we go. Alright, so easy enough, right? So we're going to unscrew this here real quick. And what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that gets in there. And we're just going to unscrew. We're unscrewing this little tie rod here. And we're going to just stretch it out. Because if we stretch it out, we're going to bring the wheels in more. And we just need a little bit. It's a minute thing. It's not much. But when you're really getting a lot of torque steer on these 959Bs, it's not helpful. And that's the thing about the Bs that's different than the As. I've got, you know, an A right here, the red one. And red and black, and that one has a smaller motor. I think it's a 390 or 380, and that motor doesn't do that at all. It keeps the car really straight. It doesn't, you know, veer off. It doesn't slide like crazy. So it's a lot easier car to manage. Well, when you've got that much torque steer, like in the 959B, you kind of wind up with some problems. So that's the thing. And so what we want to do is we want to pull this tie rod straight. And, you know, we're going to be melting it just a little, but we want to be very careful not to melt it too much. And we're going to see if I can get this thing out. It looks like it's the last thing you want to do is strip this. So I'm going to get this off. And sometimes you really have got to be, oh, that just pops out. So that was a dorky thing I did. I didn't need to do that. Okay, I never realized that. I thought it was all in there. So let me put this screw back in place, and since I'm doing this kind of on YouTube almost live, I don't have any editing, but that's okay because, you know, even if you've done this before, you may find that you make mistakes. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go all the way down to here. Hopefully you can see, and we'll get some light. Now this is the little tie rod. It's really small. And let's just say this is a little too short. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to heat this up. And by heating it up, I am going to work on actually trying to get this thing just a little bit longer. Now, I've got a heat gun. This is a Ryobi heat gun. It's definitely very powerful. It could melt this thing to rubble, which we do not want to have happen. Or else I will be putting the metal rods on there. but I do have extra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end that has this steel screw on it, and I'm just going to very lightly put a little heat on this thing. And then I'm going to turn the heat gun off, and I'm just going to see if I can stretch. And what you're going to be doing is really kind of playing with the plastic. I mean, not going too crazy. We're not trying to just totally melt it down. We just want to see if it gets a little soft. We want to see if we can pull. And like I said, I've never done this before. I may need to put a little more heat on it. And eventually, as the temperature starts going up, we're going to be able to stretch this just a little bit. And we're looking at maybe, let's see. All right, I've really kind of hit it pretty hard now. We're looking at maybe a millimeter or two, and see if we can stretch it out. I'm going to hit it a little longer. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that was a good bit. Okay, that could be better. So let me come back up here. Let's take a look. This is interesting. We're back. It's kind of scary, actually. You don't want to mess up. We're going to slap that guy on there. Hope that stays. Okay, that popped in. And let's just get an idea of what happens when we put this back. All right, that wheel's going to be like that. And this wheel already is coming in just a bit. And if we put that back, that's a little better. I would say we need a little more stretch, actually, a good bit more, but we're close. So we want to keep stretching. So I'm going to have to really turn up the heat here, literally and figuratively on this thing. So let me try one more time and see if I can get this a little longer. I'm going to really go after it. Hopefully it doesn't melt. It's kind of bending a little bit. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm feeling that one. Yeah, it's stretching. That was a good stretch. Okay, I'm going to hold it because it's, you know, it's kind of melted, so we want to hold it. All right, and we're going to do it one more time. This is definitely a careful thing. If you buckle this thing, not good. Okay, I felt it sort of begin to move a little. We're going to pull, 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 pull. All right, and I'm going to try one more time, so I really want to get this done. We're going to go after here. Even if this thing starts to droop a little, I'm thinking we can... Alright, that might have done it. And we're just holding it right now until it cools down. Alright, let's see. Alright, that could work. Let's give it a shot. And this is pretty much the process. Now, I'm probably going to give you guys a break from having to watch me go through the iterations of this over and over again, but I think you get the idea that once you start kind of stretching this stuff out, I think this actually did it. I think that last round did it. I think if I really wanted to be sure, I would do one more. And so let's do that, and this time I'm gonna push it a little. I definitely do not want to make this thing droop down, but remember, I'm heating up the side that actually has the little metal screw in it, because what I do not want to do in any way, shape, or form is melt the other side, because that eye would probably collapse. So I'm going to do a little more here. This is pretty good, strong plastic. I mean, these A-arms are not weak. I mean, I'm hitting it really hard, and it's not cracking. It's not even melting. It's just getting really hot. So I'm going to try to hold it. Probably if I was smart, I would have some water with this. But the thing is, you want to hold it in that position until it dries enough or cools enough to actually maintain that position. So I think that was it. I'm not sure, but that could have been it. All right, let's take a look, and we'll come back. Is that the right one? Yep. All right, we're going to see. So if I stick this guy in here, put this guy in here, I would say this is pretty good. So it's definitely hot. It definitely melted a little bit, and let's see what happens. And my goal here was really to only do one side. So you could do, so that just snapped in. I'm going to put that guy in there. You could do two sides, honestly, and it probably would be okay. But I did one side, and I think this is pretty much dead on. So let's see what's going on here. We got a little bit there. Alright, so this again, it's just another way to do this. It's not the only way. It's inexpensive. Some of you might say, well, what if I don't have a heat gun? What would you do? Let me change the view here. I know you guys are probably getting bored, but with this angle, what would you do if I didn't have a heat gun? Well, I probably would try a hairdryer and just really go after it. So let's see how much straighter this is, and then we're going to keep going, maybe try something else and see. So we're tightening that up. Now when you tighten these things up, you definitely don't want to go too hard because you don't want to torque everything. Alright, so that's not bad. I'm not going to say it's perfect compared to my others that, you know, I use the tie rods and adjusted. I think the idea here though is definitely we're going to have to do a little bit more. So I'm going to keep at it, and then I will make another video and let you guys know. I've been very hesitant to actually try to heat up everything and do that, but it might actually work, so I'll let you know what I do.